Your queen.
Hello guys, welcome to Azure TCG. We're here with a Labrynth deck profile from someone who is eccentric about the deck.
What? It's a young mamba, guys. Labrynth player.
He is the Labrynth player of our group, so
Okay,
let's go with the deck profile.
Alright, I'm gonna start. This is the best card in the deck.
Turn around.
3 Lady Labrynth.
And this makes this. And then you
Best card in the deck. Just lets you get free pluses. Lets you go plus ones. You always want to get this. There's sticks. The more the sticks, the more advantage you get. One of the best cards in the deck. Then I only play a small
+2 negates.
2 Labrynths. So play Ariana.
Oh yeah, yeah.
She's basically a search, but she gets impermed or ash or anything. So I don't like playing more than just one. And then you have to play this card because she's just so good. She recycles all of your traps. Play one lovely, but you hate when you draw it. So it's not that great. And then the honorary Labrynth card, the card that I think is better than every single, like Torby or Little Lamp or all these things, is Labrynth Lord of the Heavenly Prison. He's an honorary Labrynth card. He gets you so much pluses with Big Welcome. You can recycle him. There's a OTK line where you have him plus Big Welcome. You swing with him. You Big Welcome into Lady, bouncing back, special him again. That's 9k damage. This card is great. Play this card. Also protects you from all those storms, dusters, all that background. So for my spell lineup,
So that's it for monsters. No hand traps. No.
no, I feel like if I want to play Labrynth, I want to trade for more than 1-for-1. So I don't like any hand traps. I don't like Ash. I might consider siding it, but you know, like I don't like. I want to have all my cards trade for more than 1.
Okay.
So here are my spells. I run 3 Duality, just to excavate 3. And then you have 3 Prosperity, just to get you to the cards you need, get you to Engine, maybe get you to more Labrynth cards, guarantee you draw the Welcomes,
It's
or get the
also
Lord.
Ash bait at that point for your Big Welcome Labrynth to resolve.
Yeah, you would much rather one of these get Ash than your Big Welcome get Ash, so that is true. And yeah, just 6 spells. Now for the trap, hefty trap lineup.
They're like 22 traps.
Yes, so we're gonna start with obviously 3 of each.
That's a fucking
3 Big Welcome and 3 Welcome Labrynth. These get out, you know, your engine pieces, your Labrynth monsters, whichever one you want. These let you keep going plus. This Big Welcome is great in the grave. You can banish it, get a return to the hand, and then your Labrynth cards can go off. Like if you have Lovely, you get a bounce. Now you get a pop. This card is also great because it recycles itself in the graveyard. And you just run, you want to max these out so you can make sure you draw them. Because if you don't draw Labrynth Engine and you just draw traps, you're kind of going to get grinded out. So then, on to my removal targets. So I run 3 Torrential. I don't think you can play a trap deck without playing Torrential. I feel like this card is underrated, undervalued. If this card trades for 2 or 3, it's great. And I feel like this card has been MVP. Like your opponent overextends, you could punish them very hard with this card.
We got the.
And then more removal.
The punishment.
3 dogmatic punishments. Basically, the entire extra deck is dogmatic punishment targets.
Or prosperity
Barely use
targets.
it for any, or prosperity targets. And this card just gets you so much value. If you have a Labrynth on the field, you get even more plus. So you can, you know, send Entis, send Gamma, send Cephalus, and just go plus.
That side deck is all monsters.
And more removal. You have 2 Compulse. I don't think this card is worth running at 3. You're really only targeting extra deck monsters.
The ones that can be targeted at least.
Yeah, and you kind of just use it as a soft interrupt. And it's only good if you have a Labrynth card on the field so that you can get a +1. Because if not, you're just trading 1-for-1 with this card. So I don't like this card at 3. I'd rather run it at 2. And then I have to run this card just because it's really good removal. Maybe to stop somebody's field spell, or to get like a problematic card that can't be destroyed, and you just swap out like a bad card in your opponent's graveyard. So yeah, that's just all my removal. And now on to
The stun cards.
the D-Bear God card. call XYZ, you call Synchro.
That stupid 5 rainbow.
This card has, you call Fusion versus Branded, which is like one of the hardest matchups. This card is good. I run it at 2 because, you know, you want to get one off Trap Trick if you ever need it in an emergency. It has come up. And you can just recycle this card. You play 1 versus Branded, you summon Lovely, and then you just put them under Infinite D-Bear, and they just sad, they cry.
But now they have synchros.
Put them under Infinite D-Bear. I mean, the Synchro's not that great. 1 Trap Trick. I don't feel like running more than 1 because of the restriction that you can only activate 1 trap card after you resolve this. So usually I would search this off Lady just so I can get any emergency card I would need. A lot of my removal traps are more than just 1-ups, specifically so they can be trap trick targets. It's just a good card to have. Then we run a God card, Eradicated. This card should be banned. Call Spells versus a lot of the most popular decks, or you call Trap in the Mirror, and then you just watch your opponent cry.
Call Spells versus Pearly and just watch them go into tears.
No, watch them trigger all their spells and then you get nothing. So this is my going second card, evenly. It just helps me play into boards.
Oh, so you main deck go second cards. So you
Main deck 1 go second card, yeah.
Well, so you prefer going first, I assume, in this deck. But in case you lose a die roll, you'd have at least a possible way to fight your way through.
Yeah. But also something that people underrate is like, let's say you're in a grind game with your opponent, you set this with like 2 back row, and like they out the rest of your stuff, and you evenly them for like advantage. I do it a lot, or sometimes you can just set it as a card to have with Lady so that she can't be targeted destroyed. And then when they try to, you know, fight back into your board, you end with the evenly, and then it helps you come back into games. Like, it's not always just to go second. You can also use it as a utility tool to help you, like, grind back into games. So this card's pretty good.
I might go back to making.
Then, my only floodgate that I run in the main deck, 3 Skill Drain. It just helps me slow down those decks.
No fun drain.
So that I can, you know, play into these matchups. This is a pretty important card. I don't think this card should be hit. I don't think this card is unfair. This card has many outs. Yeah, nah, I feel like it's a balanced card.
No fun drain.
And then
So
the
that's
extra
an
deck.
even
It's very
40?
hard to make.
Yeah, even 40.
It takes a lot of stuff.
Nothing more. I just want to keep it as consistent as possible and get to all my engines.
Alright. And then your extra deck?
Now the extra
sometimes,
deck.
yeah, sometimes
So
it's like you want your
a whole
brain
bunch
to
of
show
dogmatic
off.
punishment targets.
You want your deck to play itself.
Okay, that's 3 ints.
3 Elder Entity Entis. Like, what can I say? He just goes +2. It's just a great card.
Very, very good.
Then 2 Garuras. Usually dump these off Bucephalus to get a draw, and also to eliminate big monsters. This is like a great card. Free draw 1 helps you grind back into games. And then my 1 False Warrior Skull Knight. You can send this off Dogmatica, and then on your turn you have pressure to pop another monster. This is not a great send. Usually I'll send this off Prosperity, because, you know, some matchups is not really that good. Maybe versus Kashtira is decent. Then Bucephalus. He's just a big body, 3,500, and you use him to send Garura, so you get a +1 on top of getting rid of a big monster. Then the links, you don't really go into a lot of these. You have Lingeribo for if you get Ibly locked, and that just gives me a free out. You gotta respect it.
Of course, respect Ibly.
I run this card specifically for people rolling Decree me. I can easily get 2 monsters on the field, even through my traps being negated, and then go into this card and get out. And out-throw a Decree, because if I can't out-throw a Decree, I can't play.
I feel like you've been decreed many times.
I have been decreed many times. Then this card is specifically for the Runic matchup. I make him with like Lady or Lord, and he can't be targeted, so I can just keep swinging Runic cards with 3,000, and he's just unaffected. And he just wins me games versus that specific matchup, so it's a very important card.
Untargetable towers, basically.
Yep, and then for XYZs, I run Meteorologic Aggregator. His name is Hard. And he's just the card that you use versus Floowandereeze specifically. You send him off Dogmatica to pop Floowandereeze, and when they normal summon the next Floowandereeze, you just negate to stop their combo in their traps. He's also good to, like, if you have to negate another upcoming monster effect. But He's decent. Another prosperity target.
This might be
Not that
better
great.
than
Only very matchup specific.
Yeah.
Archery
Then we
Extension,
have Dingirsu.
because it doesn't have to pop.
He's great because he can protect your back row.
We might would.
You don't often make this, but you know, in certain situations, let's say you know the opponent has a thrust or a lightning storm, he's ready to get rid of the back. You can make this to protect yourself if you don't have a lord in hand. He comes up very clutch, specifically for that reason, and then he can get rid of a card your opponent controls. Then another dogmatic punishment target. This card again is not that great. It just bounces to hand.
It gets rid of extra deck cards.
Yeah, mostly I just send it for prosperity. And then Omega, I like Omega because he helps you like recycle your Entis, recycle your Garuras. Basically recycle anything you send to the grave of Dogmatica so that you can keep on that Dogmatica chain going. And basically have endless Dogmaticas with Lovely. Now onto the side.
Okay, so you're getting a whole side deck as well. In the mind of a Labrynth player.
So this is for board removal. These are just really good kaijus. Fear mode for decks that go too crazy. And Lava Golem for like Kashtira and other decks that don't go as crazy instead of like just 2 monsters.
It's an auto beyond the pendulum.
You run
if you're like or
one Labyrinth field spell for the mirror.
Like
you have to have it. This card is like crucial in the mirror.
On the rank 4.
But you don't want to see more than one.
It's searchable.
Yeah. Then
it's really good against
the God card.
You can't find a purpose for it against
everybody's playing evenly. Everybody's playing board removal. You want to max on these. This can also stop, you know, very strong targets or like making towers, run 3 Solemns, and get rid of what you need to get rid of. Then for Flick Bites, 2 Gozen because of the Kashtira matchup mainly. This card is good versus certain other matchups, but I sided mainly for Kashtira.
Yeah, it makes it very explosive.
And then 3 Rivalry for the worst matchup, the branded matchup. This card is crucial. It helps me slow them down, and then from then on I can just go on and win the game.
Alright.
Then an Empyrean Wall for Kashtira and for other matchups where they rely on banishes like Fluenderies. This card is really good as one of you can search it off Lord and then you flip it and this card won't get banished. So you can pretty much have it whenever. And then lastly, a second Eradicator, so I can get it off Trap Trip. So it basically gives me 3 copies of Eradicator, and then versus match with this wins the match. Boom, I had this ready. And that's been the Labrynth profile.
Alright, thank you very much, Mamba. I appreciate it, and we'll see you guys later.